We too have another special treat, and I thank God for our talented young people. When this particular poem was given to me to read, it just moved me that this young man could write something so poetic, so wise, so intelligent, especially with it being Black History Month. So at this time, I would ask you to open up your heart and your ears and then receive Mr. Dunn.
This is a poem I wrote called Power in My Name. They saw me from my color. They knew me from their reign. I know this from my mother. She also wore those chains. And her mother before, who didn't have a name. At least it didn't matter since they robbed us of our brain. But we didn't let that stop us or top us or block us because we knew we had a purpose, because we knew they couldn't drop us, for if they did, we'd fall. And we knew they wouldn't catch us, for the man threw the bone and the spooks went to fetch hush, meaning silence. That's what they used to tell us. Children calling grown men boys, not gentlemen or fellas. They told us men had a right to stand up for what they believe in, but they made us sit down. And if we stood, they called it treason. 654, the birth of America, an era full of hope and peace and hysteria. 123, a land so brave. The first man to rule had how many slaves? 123, no, that's not brave. The backs of my people did not go unscathed, but he set them all free, but he let them all go. But how many people here think they really escaped slavery? The reason I mentioned George Washington and his slaves was because I thought he was lucky. He had a name. Also, I have a question. Why don't I despise the men who led my people's fate, but not our demise? That could never happen, for we were too strong. Too strong then and now too far gone to turn back to those times. So why bring it up? Because I want it to stop. Because I've had enough of white oppressors nonstop telling me my granddad was brave. That man built this country, because no, he did not. That was my people, those slaves sold and bought. My people called spooks and boogies and Negroes when they were building this country, but really they were heroes in a black disguise of skin. No, that's not fair, but I don't have a time machine. I can't go back there. I won't go back there. Not back to that scene. They thought they were right and end with just means. How did this change my life at all? Well, I don't know. I can't recall. Let's go back to George, who won the revolution, who fought for our country but brought no evolution. I was so ignorant to my own past. I dismissed his history. I shrugged and I laughed. But no, Thomas Jefferson, that's not funny. 607 slaves, pockets full of money. A hypocritical thing to do to own 600 people, and they write on our Constitution that all men are equal. To me, your words mean nothing. That defines our Constitution. A past so paved the wrong that it knows no resolution. They say you bribed a slave. Her name was Sally Hemings. Played toss with her children's freedom and still continued sinning. Had 4 lovely children and set them free, although you couldn't release Sally, you just couldn't let her go. And just when I thought that things couldn't worsen, thank you, James Madison. So I'm 3/5 of a person? No, I'm a whole. You would know if you could see. You would have to open your eyes, but then my color you would only see, not me. Not a mother removed from her family because of her color, a brother bruised and beaten to death in front of his sister, the sister continuously abused and raped by her mister, the mister doing it over and over again until it kills her. The daughter of the slave to the mister is much mused, but she's had enough. What happens when she refused? Then the law of the man creeps its way in, puts her to death, calls it insubordination. The trail goes on, but I don't have all day. Many more cases of them throwing us astray. I don't hate my life. I have a loving outlook. But someday we all have to fill the missing chapters from our textbooks. They saw me from my color. They knew me from their reign. I know this from my father. There's power in my name.